Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, guys? So this is a really long URL. Let me just go ahead and take off my hat here. Hi guys, how's it going? So I'm on the Nocturnal Gaming FTB server, and I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of, well, a little bit of stuff I've been working on. Now, as you can see, I have some really spiffy armor on here, and I think it looks pretty nifty, that's for sure. It's nano suit armor. Gives you the same protection as, I believe, iron armor, except whenever you get damaged, it takes away from the power within the suit. So it takes away from your damage rating, or your power rating. Not actually your health, not actually your durability. So this is really just kind of a saver in resources. I don't have to remake the armor once it's depleted. Because as you take hits, your durability will go down, and eventually the armor will actually shatter. This way, it doesn't shatter, it instead just runs out and stops giving me protection, and I can just charge it right back up, and we have a whole lot more damage protection. So really cool armor. Feed the Beast, just again, it's such an incredible mod pack, and it really does add so much to this game. For example, I have a chainsaw. So I have a chainsaw that I can just go and, you know, chop wood with, and it's a bleeding chainsaw. That's just awesome. And this is my jetpack. So I've gone, obviously I've gone far ahead in FTB. I've been just having an absolute blast with this game. And big shoutouts to Call Me Joe. He's actually going to send me a new video card. So that's on its way. And I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that I might be able to record FTB with it. So if I can record Feed the Beast, then you'll start to see a whole lot more videos for Feed the Beast. As it is right now, it's barely playable while it's recording. Like, I'll try walking around here and you'll see what I mean. Like, it's just the frame rates are hideously low. Let's see, we're getting right now 10, 5, like 5 frames a second. That's terrible. And yeah, so I'm gonna do a video that has really nothing to do with moving around and that sort of thing. I'm gonna show you guys my turtles. So I really got into the turtle programming, and really enjoying the turtle Somebody took my turtle. Somebody took my turtle. Oh no! Turtley, where are you? Okay, he got stuck. So if your turtle runs out of power, there's some... Yeah, if they run out of power, he's just going to stop. So I think that's what happened here. We'll go ahead and just power him up real quick. And again, I do apologize. I know that this must be just frustrating as all heck to look at all this lag. I'm going to try to not commentate on it, though, because I know that that's one thing that always bugs me. When people talk about, oh, it looks so horrible, it's like, well, man, like, you know, there's not much you can do about it, so stop talking about it, and I'm going to. Alright, so we go refuel, I believe. There we go. So it now has the ability to move 100 squares. So we're going to go ahead and pick back up our turtle. And I'll go ahead and show you the turtle design that I've made here. So you place the turtle right here. And as you can see, this is TreeBot. Right click and type tree, follow prompts. Alright, so let's see. So we type tree, and it tells us, hi, I'm TreeBot version 1.0. Put saplings in slot 13, put bone meal in slot 14. And then it says, how much bone meal is there? So we're going to put, just like it says, bone meal into slot 14, which if you count, this is the 14th square. We're going to put saplings into spot 13. Now, it asks me, how much bone meal is there? Well, there are 47. I don't have enough saplings, though, so give me 1 second. Believe I have some standby saplings. I do not. Oh, no! Alright, we'll see if we can get some saplings real quick here. Hopefully, no. Alright, we'll just go ahead and instead of going with the bone meal count, because we only have 36 saplings, I'm going to put in 36. Now, this robot, once I hit enter, is going to go ahead and place the sapling in front of him. he's going to, oh, you know what, stop moving. We don't want to move too much. Just trying to get away from that portal sound. Alright, so he's going to place the sapling, then he's going to place bone meal. That should cause the tree to instantly grow in front of it. It then moves forward, chops one square of wood, and moves up and chops a whole bunch more wood. So the turtle programming, I mean, it is wild and it is so fun to do. I've really, like I said, I've latched onto this aspect more than any other thing in Feed the Beast, and I really think that I'm going to have to take this a whole lot further. So this is my second robot that I designed, and again, it's all code that I've come up with myself. I've looked at a few tutorials online, but I'm not going to say it's a guessing game, but there's not a whole lot of explanation. I could go and I could look up, here's exactly what you type and copy it word for word, but to me that's not half the fun of doing the program. For me, it's all about figuring out the program and how it should work and what it can do. I'm going to go ahead and break down my turtle here, because I need the bone mill. And yeah, we'll go ahead and put him back. And so yeah, he chops up the tree, he collects the wood, and we get wood from it. So he is an absolutely awesome turtle. One of my best pets I've ever had. He makes wood for me. Alright, and if we go over here, this is the first turtle I designed on the server. Now him, we're going to go ahead and we're going to... Now if you don't know what program you should be running... I had a sign here, somebody took it, but you hit programs and it'll show all the programs that are in the turtle itself. The only one that strikes me as odd is this one here, grow, because that's not normally within the turtle, and I've made this program. So if we type in grow, that will run the program. We hit enter, and now as you can see it says, hi, I'm GrowBot version 1.0. Please make sure there is bone meal in slot 13. Also, there should be carrot in slot 14. So really, you can grow anything you want because we are using version 1.4, which doesn't require multiple bone meal uses. So in this case, I'm just going to leave the seeds in. So we're going to put seeds in slot 14. We're going to put bone meal in slots 13. Now it's going to say how much bone meal. Well, we're going to type in the same thing, which I believe it's 38 from what I see. So we go 38. We hit enter. And now it'll actually start counting down how many times it's going to go ahead and grow wheat for us. And as it grows, it harvests. And yeah, there we go. So it's going to count all the way up to 38, and that'll deplete all the bone meal. And it will have created 38 wheat. So again, absolutely awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Now, how do we get all this bone meal, you ask? Well, let me answer that with a show of the mob trap. Oh my gosh. I swear, once I get that new video card, this is going to be a whole lot easier, people. No, I'm not talking about it. I told you I wasn't going to talk about it. Stop asking! Anyways, so this is our mob trap. In there, we do have a skeleton spawner. McCready had found McCready, my other server owner, had found a skeleton spawner, and at the time, he went under this great tree, which there are trees in Feed the Beast that have cobwebs and spiders in them. And apparently, underneath these trees, there is a hidden chest. I was like, what? And inside of that hidden chest, he finds a portal gun. I was like, what? So I couldn't believe it. So he takes the portal gun. We moved the spawner into the air. We then trapped around it, put some water in, and now what they do is they fall down. Whoa, and they take 23. They fall 23 spaces, giving them 20 damage, I believe. And then we just go ahead and we give them a hit. And boom, we destroy a bunch of skeletons. So, what does that give us? Well, that gives us our bones, which we turn into bone meal, which we then use on our robots. So super duper duper handy to have something that can go ahead and create bone meal for us. So I'll quickly show you the program that I use in my tree turtle. And I will state this for fact, there's probably far more elaborate, far better designed and far better looking programs out there. But I just wanted to show you what I designed. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Alright, so we go on in here, and now if we want to make a program, you start with the word edit. Edit space, and then whatever your program is going to be titled. In this case, for the tree falling program, I called it tree. So we're going to go ahead and type in edit. And this part of the video might be boring for some, but I'm actually going to go over detail and explain exactly what it is you're seeing on this screen. So when you type edit tree the first time, you're going to come up with a blank screen, and well, you then have to kind of type in your code. So the first thing I do is I tell the turtle to print onto the screen, "Hi, I'm TurtleBot," and as you can see, it's in quotation marks. So everything in quotation marks shows up. Actually, one thing I'm going to do is get rid of these spaces here, because those just don't need to be there. Alright, so everything in quotes will be printed onto the screen that you're looking at when you type in the word tree. Now the very last line, how much bone meal is there? That sets up the question. Now, I have to have a way to be able to ask the user just this question, how much bone meal is there? So I can set how many times and how much bone meal this turtle will be using. So what I do is I put in a variable into memory, and I name that variable amount. So there's now a reserved space in memory for the word amount. And amount is now going to equal read. So this calls a function. When there's brackets like that, that's what's called a function call. So within the turtle, there's already programmed a program that reads whatever it is I'm typing in. So it's saying amount equals read. Now when it gets to read, it waits for me to put something in the keyboard. So that's why you have a flashing cursor. So it'll flash, flash, I put in a number, and then that number now equals amount. Pretty simple. So if I put in 2, amount would equal 2. If I put in 64, amount will equal 64. The only problem is, if I put in 2 million, amount will equal 2 million, and there's no way I'm going to have that much bone meal. But again, it'll just keep on running. So that is a little redundant. I might put in an error checking process, but I don't really care, to be quite honest. You just put in a low enough number, we're all good. Now we put in, this is a loop. This is what's known as a for I loop. So it sets again in memory a variable called I, and I is going to equal 1. Now every time this goes around, it's going to come back up, and it's going to add one more to the letter I. So it equals, I believe, 0 at first, and then it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all until it reaches, and that's what this comma is about. So it goes +1, and it says, now, is I going to be equaling amount? Which amount, again, is what we read. So if I put in 2, it's going to say the first time, well, I equals, I believe it's 0, so does it equal amount? Well, no, it doesn't. So the next line is do, and do tells the computer to go into a loop. Do is going to loop until it sees the word end. When it sees the word end, it will come right back up here, and it'll put one more to I, and then it'll do the comparison again. Does I now equal 2? If not, do. And it'll then do the loop again until it reaches the word end, and it'll come back up and it'll add 1 to I. So this is how a for I loop works. The next line of code we have turtle. This is addressing the actual turtle itself, our robot. Turtle.select. So I'm telling it I want you to select, and in brackets I put the slot I'd like it to select. So slot 13. So it goes ahead and it picks slot 13. I then tell the turtle turtle.place. Now what this does is, again, this is an internal function of the robot. The place command will use whatever slot it's currently looking at and place it forward. So in this case, we selected slot 13 and we told it to place. So we put saplings in there, it puts a sapling down. We then have it sleep for 1 second, and the reason we do this, the reason we have this in here, is that for some reason it doesn't always work with the bone meal, and it seems like the whole turtle gets stuck in a little bit of a loop. So I found that putting sleep here seems to kind of sort that out. This basically causes the turtle to take a breath. We then address the turtle again, and we tell it to select now slot 14 opposed to 13. It then selects slot 13, which we've placed bone meal into, We then tell it to place. So it'll once again use that item and place it forward. So since it's placing it forward on now a planted sapling, a tree grows. So that's awesome. Now we tell the turtle to dig. And dig means break whatever is in front of it, in this case the bottom of the tree. We then tell the turtle dot forward. This again tells the turtle command, which is to move forward. Now this is a different kind of loop. This is called a while loop. So while the condition that we're reading is true, it will do the loop. So while turtle detects up, so meaning while the turtle sees something above it, we're going to have the turtle dig up. So it digs once up, breaking the block above its head, and it moves up by going turtle dot up. We then have an end. Whenever we reach end, we go back to the first loop we can find. So we hit end, we go up to the while. Now if there's still a log above the turtle's head, it will do dig up, move up, end. Is there still something above the turtle's head? Dig up, move up, end. It keeps doing this until the entire tree is chopped down. We then do the exact opposite, which is while we don't, or while not detecting something down, turtle moves down. So he's going to move down until he runs into the earth, because he'll detect a block, which is the ground, and he'll stop. We then end that while loop. So it looks down. Is there space for me to move down? I'll move down. And again, until eventually it says, yes, I do see the ground. And then that loop is ended. And it says, turtle, move back. So the turtle moves back into the starting position. We then run into another end. And what does end do? End goes up and checks for an uncompleted loop. This while loop was already created because we're now moved back down. Well, we already dug the entire tree. That while loop is already completed as well. So we go all the way back up to for I. And once again, it's going to see, now that we've done this entire loop and we've dug one tree, does I equal the amount that I've originally specified? So I said that that amount would equal 2 because I had, in this example, 2 bone meal. So it's going to add 1 to I, and we're going to start the entire process again. It places a sapling, places bone meal, digs forward, digs up, goes and moves down, and then moves back 1. So I thought that that was a pretty nifty little program for sure, and I think I'll show it off just one more time. So we'll go ahead and place our saplings, we'll go ahead and place our bone meal, and a little tip, press Control. This is how you exit out of the turtle programming. I didn't make any changes, so I'm just going to hit exit. Now once again, to run the program, we put tree. Hi, I am TreeBot. How many bone meal do we have? We have 15, and let's watch our little guy get to work. So there you go. It's detecting that there are blocks above its head, and it will dig until it doesn't. Then it'll detect until there's something below it. So all of this happens very fast and very smoothly, and before you know it, you have 15 trees that have been grown and dug up. I thought that was pretty nifty, and like I said, I have really been enjoying turtle programming. So until I get my better video card, which again should be rather soon, I believe Joe said that it was going to be coming into the mail on Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. So I'm getting very pumped for this, and I'm really hoping that I can show you guys a whole lot more FTB. In any case, let me go ahead and show you my beautiful face. A little Goku action going on here. Alright guys, so I'm ReallyLongURL, and you've just been fed. Bye now.